You've talked about using these submarines to protect our sea lanes. Will Australia's nuclear submarines also be used to defend Taiwan?
Well, again, I've listened to the debate that you've had this morning. It really is a completely separate question.
What's the answer to it?
What Australia... I'm not going to speculate about the future of Taiwan is the first answer, but what Australia would do or not do in respect of any future conflict will be a matter to be considered at that time by the government of the day. I mean, that is the obvious statement to make, and it's the truth. This is not about that. I mean, yes, nuclear-powered submarines have obviously the capacity to operate in the context of war, but the primary intent here is to make our contribution to the stability of the region, to the collective security of the region, precisely because when you think about how Australia operates today and the way in which we are connected with the world, and particularly with Southeast Asia and East Asia, the defence of Australia doesn't really mean much unless there is the collective security of our region and the maintenance of the rules-based order. And so we need to be understanding that's where our national interest lies. That's what we need to underpin through the shape of our defence force and the capabilities that we operate. And that's what we're doing.
OK, but just on this point, in return for access to these Virginia-class subs, has Australia given the United States any sort of commitment, explicitly, implicitly, that we will be there in the event of a conflict over Taiwan?
The answer to that is of course not. Of course not. And nor was one sought. And, you know, I've listened to that conjecture from a number of commentators. It is just plain wrong.
So no quid pro quo here over access to these Virginia-class subs?
Absolutely not. And I couldn't be more unequivocal than that. And I want to make it really clear that the moment that there is a flag on the first of those Virginia-class submarines in the early 2030s is the moment that that submarine will be under the complete control of the Australian government of the day. And again, no one would have expected that to be any different. I mean, that is obviously the basis upon which this is happening.